A very good morning to everyone and welcome back to the class. Today we are discussing the sixth chapter of the English grammar and the topic is comparison. Now what do we understand by the word comparison? The comparison, before learning we need to know how the comparison have come. Now comparison is actually the part of adjective. In the previous class we have discussed what is an adjective. Right? An adjective is a describing word. When we describe a particular person, place, animals, things, or a pronoun is considered to be describing words. That means describing words are those which describes the naming word and pronoun. Now comparison means when we compare when we compare two things or two places or to animals or to persons, when we compare the naming word or a pronoun, that comparison is called the adjective comparison. Means that particular comparison is known as the comparison of the things. Now this comparison, basically you can start, just add er to the word and you can make any adjectives. As I told, we can add er to the word and make it any adjective, but to know the comparison we need to know the word and how we need to compare the words. Now I'll give an example. Examples like she is pretty, or the moon shines. Then we can write the moon is shining. Okay, so pretty, shiny, you can write ugly boy, clever girl, smart child. So word like shiny, pretty, ugly, clever, smart, which describes a particular person, place, animals and things. So this description is called the adjectives, and when we describe these particular words, it's called the describing words. Now, what is comparison? Now, comparison means when we compare two things more deliberately, means more compare things in a very good manner. For example, now the comparison divides into three distinct parts. The comparison divided into 3 degrees. The comparison divided into 3 degrees. The positive, comparative, superlative. Positive means the normal word. Okay. For example, tall. Tall is a normal word. Now when it comes to comparative degree, that means when we compare two things. When we compare, when the comparison takes place between the two things. Okay. It can be person, it can be place, it can be things, it can be animals, it can be a pronoun also. So when the comparison takes place between the two person, it's called comparative degree. We add er to the word. For example, tall becomes taller. Okay, this is clear? Now, when we compare, when the comparison takes place more than two person, when the comparison takes more than two person, it's called superlative degree, and we add est. It becomes a taller, tallest. Similarly, if I give another example to you, a similar way, like for example, small, it becomes smaller, it becomes smallest. So always remember, children, when we are comparing between two elements, it's called comparative degree and we add er to it. When we compare more than two elements, it's called more than two, not two, more than two. When we compare only between two, it's comparative, and when we compare more than two, it's called the superlative and add es to it. Okay, this is the way of comparison we do it. And one more thing we have to remember, that whenever you're writing a superlative degree, you have to add the. The word is used with the superlative degree whenever there is a sentence. So this is the basic thing that we need to know. Okay. So here are the basic things that describe us. I'll give more examples to you. For example, fat. It becomes fatter, becomes fattest. Or fast, faster, fastest. So you see how the word has been given up, how the word has been changed, how the words have been. So when there is no comparison, it's positive. When there is a comparison between two objects or two elements, it's called comparative. We add "er" to the word. And when there is a comparison between more than two words, it's called superlative, and we add "es" to the word. This is how the works go on. Now come to the exercises that we'll be discussing. Now open page number 125. There is a first exercise A. For example, what happens on exercise A, complete sentences with suitable adjectives. Now in the exercise A, you will find the block is been given. In the block these are answers are there, means all the comparative degrees answers are there. Okay, and then you have to write this. For example, this given the man is dash than the boy. The man is taller than the boy. Okay, a chair is dash than the bed. The chair is, what is it, shorter, or we can say older. Okay, so depending on the sentence, we have to choose the word. That is what is being meant. Okay, in this way you will do the exercises. Now come then next.